My name is Idara Anwan.
And my name is Chea Montia, and on today's podcast we will be discussing the negative effects of prescription pills, like Adderall, on college students and their education. Prescription drug use has skyrocketed in the past 10 years amongst college students. These drugs are designed to block out distractions, making it easier to concentrate and retain knowledge. Today, we are going to explore further on the effects that these study enhancement drugs have on college students.
The use of Adderall, also known as the study drug, has risen rapidly over the past 2 decades. College-level work gets harder as we continue to move up a grade level, making it a lot harder to complete assignments and study for tests. According to an article by Center for Research, one reason why the use of these prescription drugs is rising is because the FDA approved a version of the drug, Adderall XR, which lasts much longer than other prescription stimulants. Another reason is that more young Americans are diagnosed with ADHD, and this results in more prescriptions. Let's also not forget that college is a pretty expensive place to attend, and those who could easily get their hands on this drug can now sell it to students who need a more effective way to study, turning these prescriptions into profitable sales. According to an article by RehabSpot, college students make up one of the largest demographics that consumes drugs. This can be due to peer pressure, academic pressure, or anxiety. One way some organizations such as the Addiction Center and Center for Research have tried to fight this opioid crisis is by educating students on the negative effects that these drugs have on their minds. Just Say No is another advertising campaign that aims to discourage drug use by offering students various ways to say no. If they are informed, many college students will reduce their use of these drugs because they will now have the knowledge of the side effects that they have.
According to Addiction Center, academic pressure to succeed is the most common reason why college students give in to using these stimulants. When their grades seem to fluctuate, or they get rejected their student internship or job interview, students may feel insecure and look for substances to help with their academic performance. Many college students do not fully understand the negative side effects, such as abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, high blood pressure, weight loss, headache, and dizziness that these stimulants can cause, which leads to them being abused. Abusing Adderall is extremely popular for college students. According to drugabuse.gov, about 40% of college students that have used Adderall in 2013 was 10.7%. In a school like Texas Tech, with almost 39,000 students, that roughly 4,173 students that use Adderall. Since 2013, that percentage has risen to 24, making it more than 8,000 students in a school like Texas Tech engage in this. Hopefully in the future we can make that number go down by educating more college students on the dangers that prescription pills like Adderall have on their minds and education.
Now, here's a clip of Lacey Green discussing how these prescription drugs are getting abused amongst college students.
Adderall is by far the most abused, though. Scientists actually tracked Adderall mentions on Twitter last year, and there were over 200,000 tweets, which peaked during exam periods. Unsurprisingly, many of them referenced studying. Because, people don't take Adderall to party on the weekends. They're dubbed study drugs because people take them to do better in school. Students in fiercely competitive environments feel like they need a cutting edge to help them make it to the top. So it's no shocker that the highest concentration of tweets about Adderall overlapped with regions that host some of the nation's toughest schools. The drugs improve memory and concentration so well that some people can easily study for 10 hours straight while they're on it. It can also cause a euphoric feeling of confidence thanks to the flood of dopamine. Adderall is classified as an amphetamine, Schedule II in the US. Like all drugs that stimulate the brain's reward centers, Adderall is highly addictive, which is where it takes a dark turn, I think. Students take it looking for a little boost, and then they take it again and again, and it's a little too easy to get to that place where you rely on it to do well.
Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. I hope that this podcast has given you an insight on the negative effects that prescription drugs, such as Adderall, have on college students and their education. I have learned a lot of things I was unaware of before, and maybe you did too. With the information that was given today, I hope that everyone understands how the use of Adderall can affect our education and hopefully we can find more ways to prevent this crisis.
If you or anybody you know is suffering from addiction, please reach out to someone for help. Or you can contact startyourrecovery.org for additional help.